Sometimes I don't get the hypocrisy associated with life. Like, for instance, like my mom is super Catholic, and so she feels really awkward even watching like sex scenes in movies or TV shows with me. Like, she'll want to fast forward through them, but at the same time, she swears like a sailor and like makes not dirty jokes, but kind of inappropriate jokes, like fairly often. But she's actually uncomfortable with the idea of talking about sex to the point where I never got a sex talk. So she's vaguely comfortable with the idea kind of in the abstract, but not as it applies to anybody in the real world. And so I I can't imagine that she'd be surprised that I haven't really talked to her about my dating life, let alone coming out of the closet yet, let alone talking about the specifics of kink and fetishes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But someone needs to talk to my brother because he's 14 and he just started high school. And Lord knows if it's left up to her, she's gonna get cray. But like, I don't understand how there can be like that weird dichotomy of you can make jokes about it, but you can't actually talk about it with any kind of sincerity because that's dirty or that's weird or that implies that you're dirty or you're weird. Like, at the same time, a bunch of my female friends from high school who later like calmed down a little bit and were able to say, yeah, totally masturbated. When we were younger, we would be like, no, that's gross. Nobody does that. Girls don't do that. Girls do that. A lot of them, most of them, plenty of them do that. Reality check. But like, there is such shame associated with that that I feel like I wasn't able to come to terms with talking about doing that until I had like a big enough group of guy friends. I went to an all-girls high school. I wasn't comfortable talking about that until I went, I guess, partly to college and then partly abroad, and had a big group of guy friends who would just talk about it all the time. And like, I'll make jokes about it because that's apparently normal in my upbringing to make jokes about sex all the time, but I'd never talked about, I guess, my own, not even activities, but just like what I found normal or pleasurable or desirable or anything really. Because that was like the most we talked about was like, oh my god, like what's the base system mean? Or oh my god, have you had your first kiss? Oh my god. But like, that only applies for so long. Even in an all girls high school, like eventually you need something a little more comprehensive. So I just think it's weird that there's so much weirdness surrounding people's attitudes about this because it's a pretty important part of life. It's how we propagate the species. It's how we've lasted this long. It's in the Bible. It's in science books. It's in politics. It's everywhere and we can't escape it. So why are we trying to shovel it, not, I guess, sweep it under the rug, not shovel it under the rug, but why are we trying to pretend like it doesn't happen except in jokes that other people tell? Like, no, that shit's crazy. I don't know. I'm not trying to lecture. I'm just waxing pointless philosophical at 2:30 in the morning because I should be sitting for a test. But instead I'm doing stupid shit. Like making videos and playing with my hair. Because I'm single. No, yeah, I am. But it's nice to get to the point in my life where I can talk about my sex life without feeling like it's something shameful. And that it's nice that the biggest concern is more about like my own pleasure and enjoyment and safety rather than like, ew, that's dirty, or ew, you're gonna go to jail for that, or whatever. Like, it's nice that we're past that to an extent. We have a ways to go, but made some progress.